Hey guys, what is going on? It is Rob from Crypto Bobby, and today I want to talk to you about OMG and the tremendous move it has had in the month of August. Is there still room for upside at this point in time? Also want to discuss Ethereum's continued move upwards. Actually hit 390 at one point last evening and brought back down to the 380s, 370s. So I want to talk about Ethereum's move there, and then also touch on a couple other different topics. If you are new to the channel, I do come with daily crypto videos as well as live streams every once in a while, crypto happy hour. So if you are new, definitely hit that subscribe button. But let's get into it. Let's start talking a little bit about OmiseGo or OMG, and looking here at CoinBase in the past month. So this is the 1 month chart at 4 hour intervals here, 4 hour candles. And if we're looking at things over the past month, if I want to just measure really where it started in August, or around where it started in August, to how things are moving here from the current highs, we're looking at a really significant gain. We started the month, we essentially started August at $1 or so, and have since gone up to around $10.57. We're looking at over 800% gain, which is absolutely outrageous in and of itself over the course of about 30 days. I actually am currently an OMG or an OmiseGo holder. I bought it. I bought a decent portion down here around the first week of August, actually the last week of July, after it already had a significant move up. And then I bought a little bit more in this range, in the $7 range, when things kind of consolidated a little bit as well. But this specific crypto is something that I think is really interesting. It has a lot of, quite frankly, it has a lot of hype behind it. There are a lot of people out there that are talking about it and pushing OMG, OmiseGo. But I right now am, being where I bought it and being the percentage gains I'm up right now, maybe I should consider selling, being that I'm up 800% for the most part. But this is one of the cryptos that I'm looking at continuing holding, because I think it has some good long-term potential in the future. And I think, with where things are right now, it is clearly at an all-time high. Even if we're looking from its peak back in, maybe August 16th, 17th, right now to where OMG is chilling out at, it's still up another 13% in the past 2 weeks. After its nice consolidation over the past 2 weeks, it really wasn't moving too much. I think a lot of people were potentially anticipating a nice dip, but if you look at how things moved across from around the 23rd to right now, this was really setting up this nice consolidation, setting up for a rocket from a trading perspective. So this was exciting to see. If you do have OMG, I'd love to hear what you're doing, whether you're buying, trading, buying it, trading it, or just selling it and taking profits. But this has been an excellent cryptocurrency. There were people that got in at OMG in the in the 65, 70 cents range that are now sitting really pretty. So this has been interesting to watch, and been a great one for me personally to have bought in at the dollar and change range. So I've been excited about seeing OMG continue to move. Some of what has driven OMG's price action a little bit is, I'll bring up CoinMarketCap here, but some of what has been driving up OMG's price, really pricing, has been a little bit of the news behind it. If we check out OMG, I'll go over to Twitter here, and if I check out OmiseGo, check out their Twitter. So today, they actually partnered with McDonald's in Thailand, and this might have a little tiny bit of I think this has some impact on the price and helping to to support it and to pump it up a little bit. But they actually they confirmed their relationship with McDonald's of Thailand. It's not McDonald's corporate, so don't I've seen some people saying that this is globally McDonald's. It's definitely not globally McDonald's, but it's something you should be aware of, and you definitely want to be aware of. If this can move, if it's a successful partnership for Thailand, McDonald's, maybe it can continue to develop outside of that. But it's good to see OmiseGo actually getting some real relationships with Fortune 500 companies here. So that's had a little bit of an impact on the price, and I've been happy to see that, anytime you can partner with corporations and develop some real use cases for these technologies outside of I mean, I think Bitcoin and Ethereum and some of the other cryptos out there have real use cases and are clearly being utilized in the real world. But some of these other cryptocurrencies are just kind of trading on hype and speculation. So it's good to see OMG continuing to develop relationships with real companies out there that are going to be utilizing the technology and making a play in the space. So I'm excited about seeing where OMG goes here in the future and how things could potentially develop there as well. Now, another crypto that we'll bring up, and I'll head back over to CoinMG here. So head back over to CoinMG and take a look at our friends over at GDAX, and I'll look at the ETH versus USD. This has been, if we're looking just at the month of August for Ethereum, and this is something I've been talking about for quite a while, and this is the 4-hour charts, or this is the 4-hour candles here. So over really the month of August, this has been an insane run for Ethereum. So if you've been holding, you're in a really good place, obviously. You look at this charts, that's been a fantastic move for ETH. Looking at from where things were with Ethereum from August all the way up to the current levels right now, you're looking at pretty much a 90% gain or so over the past 29 days, which is incredible considering the size of Ethereum's market cap. And just from a 4-hour candle perspective, I mean, the last couple of days have just been green, 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 which has been awesome. There's really just been this slow from around the 22nd or so when there's a little bit of a sell-off here when it went up to 340 and then really kind of precipitously dropped back down to 295. Once it bottomed out at around that 290 range or so, it has done nothing but kind of pretty much move up. And I've been noticing that, and it's been somewhat of a slow and steady pace. There haven't been huge green candles like you see here, but pretty much almost every day there's been just slow and steady move up, and it's continued to do so. And that's something that I think has been really encouraging for me to see, is these slow, steady, sustainable gains for Ethereum. I like seeing that. Obviously, from a pricing potential, it's been solid to see. Where Ethereum will continue to go, we can take a closer look at some of these charts here. But where Ethereum will continue to go, I think it'll be interesting to see from my standpoint. I'm looking very closely at what Ethereum's going to do, and I think that it still has room to run. I mean, we could see here that actually I woke up last night at around 1 o'clock in the morning because my fire alarm went off, and when I woke up, Ethereum was at 390 because when your fire alarm goes off or it was my smoke detector, my smoke detector went off because I'm running low on batteries, so my smoke detector goes off. I run over, turn that off, go in, I check Blockfolio, and when I check Blockfolio, I see that ETH is at 390 and my portfolio's through the roof, and I was like, oh wow, well, I can sleep soundly tonight. And then I wake up and it's at 370 or so. But you know what? It is what it is. That's probably was a little bit of maybe an unsupported run up there, and there was a lot of selling towards the top, but I think it'll be interesting to see how we can, we've been sitting above 370 now for quite a bit of time, so if we can maintain that momentum above 370, I can seriously foresee Ethereum getting back to above 400 and potentially sustaining above 400. It'll be exciting to see how the technical advancements like Metropolis and things like that really affect the price. And I think we're seeing a run up in advance to that, and also a recovery from a really big market sell-off, in June and July, where Ethereum got hammered and not much else. Bitcoin, took certainly a pullback, but it didn't get hammered anywhere near as badly as Ethereum did. So I think we're seeing a nice correction to the upside here. So I'm excited to see where Ethereum might go in the near future. And I am still holding. I have my money in Ethereum. Ethereum is the majority of my holdings right now. About 25, close to 30% right now. But I'm holding on to Ethereum, and I feel comfortable doing so because I think there are still plenty of room for growth. And I think that while I'm bullish on Bitcoin as well here, I think Ethereum might outperform Bitcoin in the near future. I think they both have some room to gain, but I think Ethereum might actually outperform Bitcoin just because it's lagged behind it so hard within the past 2 months. So I'm looking to kind of take a good solid look at that. If you are looking for entry points, I don't necessarily know how much higher, and anything I say here is essentially speculation. Like I've said a million times, I'm not an expert in this space. I'm looking at these charts and trying to figure out where potentially where Ethereum might have some room to run. I think it still has room to run up. There might be other opportunities. There might be other cryptos that have a better, potentially a better place to run up. But for me, having my money in Ethereum, it's something where I'm comfortable going to sleep at night in. While some of these altcoins can drop to 75-80% of their value over the course of a week. I'm right now, if we want to, Ethereum is obviously one of the ones right now where I'm feeling really positive. You look at these charts, it's been fantastic. I've been really excited about it. It's been really nothing but great if you've been investing in Ethereum. On the other side of the house, and for full transparency, if we're talking about places where I haven't done so well, let's take a look over to, let's hop over to Bittrex, or actually let's hop over to, let's see where I can, let's go to, so let's take a look at DNT, District OX. Let's see if we can load that. So let's pull this bad boy up. DNT, District OX is one that I was pretty excited about. I think a lot of people are excited about it. It was certainly getting pumped pretty good. And if we, let's move my ugly mug over here. If we're looking at DNT, I, quite frankly, where things are, DNT had an ICO. The ICO went well, and it started getting pumped really hard right around here or so. And when all that volume came, in, it just continued to get pumped. It continued to get pumped, and I bought in. I think I bought in actually around here, kind of in the middle of this green candle or so. Bought in around here, maybe a little bit higher. I don't remember exactly. I can pull it up my Blockfolio, but I'm kind of lazy to do that right now. But essentially bought in, I believe, when it was around 11 cents US dollar. And this is looking at the DNT to ETH charts. And DNT shot through the roof. If we're talking about just from a measurement perspective after the ICO, from kind of that point to the peak of DNT, you're talking about 1,000% gain over in comparison to ETH in the course of 12 days. In the course of 12 days, you got 1,000% gain. So if you bought 1 Ethereum worth of DNT, you could have traded that 12 days later for 10 Ethereum, which is pretty solid. That's an exciting investment for a lot of people. Right now, I'm a bag holder on Ethereum, though. I bought it around here. I could have had some, nice gains upwards. I did not sell. I just felt like, you know what, I'm gonna ride it out. I don't have a massive position. I'll be quite frank. I don't have a massive position, but if we're looking at the top two compared to where we're at right now, it's down 72%. So obviously, if something goes up 1,000%, it can easily go back down. And there are quite a lot of bag holders on DNT right now, myself being one of them. I'm holding those bags. They're getting heavy, especially as Ethereum has taken an incredible... I mean, Ethereum has run up, Bitcoin has run up. Basically, anything in the past 2 weeks, or anything in the past week has been better than having your money in DNT. If you had $1,000 in DNT, you basically lost $750 worth in the past paper value in the past week, which sucks. And that's one of the things too that you want to be aware of from a gains perspective. I mean, if you see a lot of people will give you shit on wherever it is. If you're on Reddit, if you're anywhere else, if you're on Twitter, if you're in the YouTube comments, selling for profit is never a bad thing. Don't let anybody ever tell you otherwise. It's tempting when you see these run-ups that, oh my God, I've just made, 400, 500, 1,000% gain. 1,000% gain. Maybe I'll make 2,000. Maybe I'll just be rich. It could just as easily drop back down and you could just get hammered. So you just want to be aware of that. And right now I'm not doing anything with DNT. I don't have that much. And quite frankly, I think maybe it'll pop back up. Maybe it won't. Who knows? Maybe this was just an initial pump and dump type thing. But I'm fairly confident in the technology, and I'm interested in seeing it through. So I'm going to hold for now on DNT. But, I mean, that's a hugely discouraging move. And I think, like I said, don't let anybody, whether it's OMG, whether it's NEO, whether it's DNT, whether it's Ethereum, profit is profit. And if you take profit and invest that somewhere else, or if you just take profit and put it back into US dollars or euros or whatever you want to do, take profit where you want to take profit, hold where you want to hold, but don't let anybody tell you otherwise. I think that's kind of irresponsible. And if somebody is holding a cryptocurrency and you're yelling at somebody for selling, that's irresponsible as well. Like, people can do whatever they want to do, and I don't fault somebody one way or another. And I think that, that type of attitude in the marketplace is pretty silly. So, to that effect, looking at DNT here and kind of how that's moving forward, those are really the two opposite ends of the spectrum. I mean, you have OMG over the past month crushing it. You have DNT crushing it and then dropping back down 75% from the all-time highs. So, in reality, DNT, while it's had a nice move, we can see that the actual move itself, if you bought at the beginning, is now, while it was up 1,000%, now it's 300% or so. So, everything, just consider that. And even if in OMG I'm holding right now, that might turn out to be a bad move. It could. OMG could go up to $50. It could just as easily, this could be the peak of, this could be where we're at right now with OMG. It can easily just drop back down off a cliff. So we'll see what happens. Only time will tell, but I think it's important to just be as informed as humanly possible when it comes to these investments, because you want to just be aware of what's happening with your cryptocurrency. And if you want to buy, and if you want to buy at a specific point, buy at a specific point. If you want to sell. Do what you're comfortable with. Do what you feel like is the best move for you. For me right now, that's mostly holding. I think the market is somewhat a little bit frothy in terms of the overall valuation. I mean, right now, if we'll pop over to the crypto market cap right now, we are up pretty much to all-time highs from the perspective of, we're up pretty much to all-time highs from the perspective of the total cryptocurrency market capitalization. There is now 165 billion dollars of crypto within this overall market cap. If we're up from the past month, within the past 30 days or so, that's up from $90 billion. So pretty much the entire month of August, if you've had any money in crypto, yeah, there's been a few dogs. I'm talking to you, Status, SNT. Yeah, there's been a few cryptos that haven't done well, but for the most part, if you've had a diversified crypto portfolio, you've done really well in August. You probably double your money or maybe even more. I don't know if there's going to be a correction or not, and because I don't know, I'm just holding on to things. I'm holding on to Ethereum. I'm holding on to OMG. I'm holding on to Civic. Holding on to Bitcoin. I'm basically holding on to my portfolio until something happens otherwise that is really potentially discouraging, and then I'll look to potentially sell or trade or do whatever. But for right now, I'm holding on to, things. I'm not telling you to do one way or another. I'm just trying to, give you an overall picture of kind of what's going on here. I mean, just for full transparency, this market, that may be sustainable, that may not be sustainable, but essentially the market cap has gone from about $90 billion to $165 billion. That is $75 billion of market capitalization that's basically come out of nowhere in the past month or so. So could that continue to rise up to maybe $200 billion? Absolutely. Could it drop back down to $100 billion? Absolutely. So time will tell, and we'll see. But just keep an eye on things, and always stay alert from a trading perspective. But I'm excited to see how this continues to develop, where I can deploy my capital a little bit further, and continue to ride the wave of cryptocurrency. So if you are new here, again, my name is Rob from Crypto Bobby. I would really love a subscribe. I do daily videos like this on a consistent basis, and then in addition to that, I have crypto happy hour live streams where I usually just hang out, drink some beers with you guys, drink some whiskey, talk about what's going on, answer questions, shoot the shit. So I really appreciate your time. I hope this video was helpful and informative for you and you enjoyed it. And best of luck, whether you're buying, trading, holding, selling, whatever it might be in the crypto marketplace. I wish you the best of luck. Peace. Rob from Crypto Bobby signing out.